Today I'd like to take a look at Bitcoin as a model for a new type of organization, which I call the crypto economy. And in examining what crypto economies are, I'm going to highlight how they compare to today's corporations, why they have major advantages, and how they're going to make an impact from a business and social standpoint. So quick background, I've been running tech companies since 2010. I've been a researcher and investor in Bitcoin since 2012 and 2013 respectively. And today I serve as CIO at Immutable Capital and Director of Blockchain Strategy at the ICCG. Immutable Capital is a fund that invests in problem-solving crypto assets. And the Immutable Capital Consulting Group, or the ICCG, is a firm that advises leading organizations on strategy, development, and implementation of blockchain-based solutions. So we help companies identify specific opportunities to benefit from blockchain and execute on those opportunities. So today I'm going to be discussing 4 main points. One is that Bitcoin has invented a new form of organization called the crypto economy. 2, crypto economies are a more advanced structure for companies and social institutions to follow. 3, many organizations will find it necessary to evolve from traditional structures onto the blockchain. And 4, as society increasingly utilizes blockchains, a lot will change as a result. So first, what are crypto economies? This is my definition. I don't think it's 100% complete, but it covers the main points in my opinion. So my definition of crypto economies, economic incentive structures that align decentralized networks of people to coordinate the creation, storage, and transfer of value. So one of the ways to begin to understand crypto economies is to note their similarities to corporations. So both crypto economies and corporations are structures for coordinating large numbers of people to create value together in unison. Both are also comprised of an underlying asset that represents ownership, stock or tokens, and that asset can be used to some extent as an incentive to drive organizational success. Also, both structures involve a democratic governance process that can be tied to ownership stake in the organization. But more important than the similarities are the differences. So crypto economies coordinate people without a management team in charge because they're run by code. And crypto economies have transparency and accountability as built-in features, which are 2 of the biggest weaknesses that corporations struggle with. When companies get large enough, even the executive team can have a hard time detecting and regulating abuse that's happening inside their own company. Unless, of course, they're the ones doing it. So crypto economies are, by definition, owned by every person who interacts with them. And in my opinion, this is their most powerful feature from an organizational effectiveness standpoint. So aligning the interests of the individual with the best interests of the organization is a key element of success for any organization, which becomes increasingly more challenging with size. And the difference between equity and tokens is a major reason why crypto economies have an advantage in this regard. So since tokens are held by every participant in a crypto economy, there's an incentive, a common incentive that runs throughout the ecosystem. And that incentive can drive an entire economy of people who work, who want to see the ecosystem grow out of self-interest. And unlike equity, tokens can have other functionality programmed other than simply representing ownership stakes. So that's another, that creates other possibilities that corporations really can't replicate. So incentives are the fundamental tenet of modern economics. And Adam Smith illustrated this point when he wrote in his book, Wealth of Nations, "It is not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own interest." So corporations, when we compare side by side their centralized structure with the decentralized structure of a crypto economy, the thing that stands out most to me is that corporations do not have the incentivization power that crypto economies have. And that's a primary reason why, in the long term, corporations will not be able to compete with crypto economies. A corporation's growth is limited by what their management team can effectively coordinate. However, on the flip side, a crypto economy's growth is limited by the effectiveness of its protocol design. So in designing a crypto protocol, incentives give you the power to program human behavior in a way that corporations have never figured out how to do. So let's take a look at the incentive structure of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's design creates a symbiotic relationship between different self-interested parties who choose to work together because it's beneficial to them. And those being the miners, the developers, the nodes, and the investors. So through a game theoretical balance, these participants collaborate to secure, build, upgrade, and operate the network. So what is the business model of a crypto economy? It can be quite different from a corporation, but still with the same end goal in mind of financial profit. So crypto economies can have many different business models, but I'm going to focus on one fundamental model, which is to drive the appreciation of the native token. So I'll walk through sort of a generalized example of how this may work and what it might look like. So the founding team builds the protocol, including designing the incentive structure, which lays the foundation for an economy to grow. Then the public, if they see value potential, will join the network and they will perform value-generating tasks that are programmed into the protocol, for example, development or mining, as well as developing applications and layer 2 solutions that increase the overall utility of the network. So growth in the community drives the appreciation of the value of the native token. And so the founding team, which holds a significant number of tokens, as well as every participant in the economy, every token holder, profits from the increased spending power or exchange value of the token as a result of all this activity. So with the coming proliferation of the crypto economic model throughout society, for institutions that are important, we can anticipate some changes in the way that we work and in the way that we interact with each other as a global human community. By creating a token that serves a need and using it as an economic incentive, crypto economies create new opportunities for work and entrepreneurship that have never existed before. So by fulfilling roles in crypto economies, such as mining on Bitcoin, for example, anyone with the required hardware can devote resources to the network and earn income for doing so. And you can think of this as a new kind of job or business that is made possible by this innovation. Additionally, crypto economies provide a decentralized platform for innovation by which people anywhere can develop applications that offer new products and services and use existing infrastructure to build that onto. So token holders with startup ideas have an incentive not only to build something that they can profit from directly by, for example, collecting fees, but also to increase the overall utility of the network, which then increases the tokens that they hold. So one last thing about crypto economies is that they don't exist in any particular physical location. They're not tied to any geographical area. They're really designed for a future in which borders do not exist. And so as our society gradually adopts the crypto economic model, government, business, finance, jobs, these areas of life will become highly decentralized. And this concept of a reality, of a borderless reality, becomes more and more real. So anyone interested in learning how your organization can benefit from the blockchain, gaining a competitive edge by implementing blockchain-based solutions into certain parts of your business, come talk to me. I'm happy to chat or send me a message. These are some of the places where you can follow me or reach me. Thank you very much.